Okay, so officially welcome to Cybersecurity Bootcamp. My name is Mr. Brian, and I'm the lead instructor for this program, which is going to run for 7 weeks. And this program is proudly sponsored by three arms. First is a YouTube resource which I have been collecting for a long while now. Then, secondly, from Talent App. Talent App is like Coursera or Udemy. So the CEO is in the program. His hands is fully in support with the program. Then the last but not the least is Each One Teach One Tech. Each One Teach One Tech is a cybersecurity NGO 501c in USA that helps and equips underserved communities and diasporas with knowledge and skills needed to excel in cybersecurity. So they have higher advanced programs that if anyone is interested, who could still get to me and I will share or connect, or they say it's connecting. I will share or connect you to. That's an advanced. Most their programs are advanced. Okay, for both Africans and guys in US or thereabout. So my name is Mr. Brian, and I'm a cybersecurity support technician in Each One Teach One Tech. I currently work there as a SOC analyst and also a support technician. SOC analyst means someone whose day-to-day tasks involves monitoring, detecting, and responding to incidents. Okay, we'll get to know more about all those details down in the program. So, who is this bootcamp for? We are actually looking at three categories of people. Over the period of time we've run the program, like I told you, this batch is currently batch 10. From first till now, we've figured out that our audience is best suited for three categories of persons. First, the rookies, those who do not have current or any IT background, so but they desire to switch into IT, and not just IT, they want to do something around cybersecurity. Okay, then the second group are beginners who somehow they are from an IT background. Maybe they've done something on Google, so and they want to be in cybersecurity. Then third are the working professionals in diverse fields, probably the banking, the lawyers, whatever, who want to have a touch of cybersecurity in their um, resume or in their career. So these are the three types of people we accommodate in the program. We actually don't take everybody. We only take eligible candidates. It's not about the registration. It's not about the money. We've had people who paid almost $100 and they couldn't get through with the training. Okay, they weren't eligible. So, if I may ask, please, Mr. Biodun, you would type while. Okay. So, Mr. Biodun, I was asking, which category do you fall in? We have three categories here: the rookies, those who do not have IT background. Then we have the beginners, those who have IT background and want to do cybersecurity. Then third, the working professionals who want to add cybersecurity as part of their curriculum or career type. So you could type in, okay, rookies. That's very interesting. Okay, having understanding of the kind of people or class we have in the class will in the program makes the program more unique because no two batches or no two classes are the same, even though we might treat the same topic, but the approach and the digest are always different. So let's move ahead. The boot camp is for 7 weeks, and I think when we started it, it was always on Fridays and on Saturdays. Today is Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, today is Saturday. So till today, up until now, we even have classes on Sunday evenings. The batch 9 is going to have their week 5 tomorrow by 9 p.m. So the learning goals in this program very specific. First of all, the foundations of cybersecurity. We're going to go through essential knowledge of cybersecurity concepts, including threats, vulnerabilities, and defense mechanisms. We're going to have elevated ideas or knowledge about them. Then we're going to go into introduction to Security Operations Center, which currently is more like the heartbeat of security in every organization. We're going to understand the role of a SOC, how it operates, and its importance in safeguarding organizations. Then also we're going to include hands-on lab. From week 1 to week 3, foundations of cybersecurity and introduction to what's it called, Security Operations Center, plus certificate exam preparation, ISC2 certificate exam preparation. All these I mentioned now will happen from week 1 to week 3. Sorry. Then from week 4, we engage on the hands-on lab setup and lab training, do your practicals from week 4 down to week 7. The practicals kicks in. So on the hands-on lab, you will learn how to set up your own personal lab, conduct network mapping, port scanning, enumeration, scanning with tools like Nmap and Wireshark, analyzing with Wireshark, etc. In fact, you even go beyond what we have here. Then under the hands-on, we still have penetration testing with Bob Suite. You're going to learn how to conduct basic penetration tests on OWASP Juice Shop, using Bob Suite to identify and exploit vulnerabilities. Then lastly, you're going to explore cybersecurity platforms where, by the time you're graduated, these are the platforms where you need to live, LIVE, where you need to live practically every day, because those platforms will keep your fire burning. You keep getting tasks and stuff to do that will keep your wings and your goals aflame till you get that job, that dream job of yours. So you're going to get introduced to interactive learning platforms like Try Hack Me, Hack the Boss, where you can practice real world hacking techniques. Okay, then proceeds. There are basically 3 certificates in this program that is obtainable. 2 of them is a certificate of completion, while the third is not just as any certificate, it is a license certificate from ISC2. So ISC2 is an international organization that has embarked on a journey to train over 1 million cybersecurity personnel in the whole world. And for you to be in this program means you are part of that 1 million, and will help you to scale through and get that certification done with. Now, I would also like to chain in that it is one of the cheapest and the easiest certificate, one of the lowest hanging fruits in cybersecurity certification. Now, why do I say so? Sitting for the exams is free, very free. You go register, while you're in the program, around week 2, you register for the exam, or you could wait till after you graduated, you could register for the exam, then you go sit for the exam and pass. But peradventure you don't pass, during your receipt, you're going to pay a sum of $199 to the company, to the ISC2 company, for them to reissue you another sitting for the exam. Just like Security Plus, CompTIA Security Plus and other exams have their cost. This one also does have, but for the first time you're doing this, there is no cost attached to it. The only cost is read, study, sit for the exam, and scale through the exam. And as God may have it, we have everything you will ever need to pass the exam. Okay, Abiodu must have seen the guy that passed his. I think he wrote his today, and he has to share with us on the group how happy he is to have scaled through the exam. It's a very interesting exam. All protocols of external examination is being upheld. You're not going to write it in your house. You go to a designated ICT training center, which is very how do I put it? It's not rampant in Nigeria. I think they have only 4 centers in Nigeria. For you to know how strict it is, there are almost like 4 centers in Nigeria. 2 should be in Lagos here, and the rest scattered any other parts of the country. So if you're in Lagos State, you are in good luck. You're in good luck. you could come down to Lekki or somewhere around the mainland and locate an exam center and take your exams there and scale through. So, and that is the ISC2 certified in cybersecurity license examination. You're going to achieve the certification upon passing the exam. The first one is certificate of bootcamp completion. Then the third is also certification of bootcamp completion from the same ISC2 company. While also you earn badges. When you pass a stage, you're gonna earn some badge from them, which you could showcase on your platforms or on your CV. It is then last, you're gonna have access to training resources, which I already mentioned, will help you to scale through your exam and also for further trainings and your career. So let's officially move into week one. So officially welcome to Cybersecurity Bootcamp week one. I remain your lead instructor, Mr. Brian. If you have any question now, kindly ask. If you don't, then we would move on. Mr. Bright is just joining in now. Mr. Bright, we've just done a little phase up on introduction about what the company is and what the program is. But don't worry, since you are here in the program, I think you will get the recording. You can enjoy from here to the end of the program. So if you have any questions currently, you could ask or we will move ahead speedily. Mr. Biodun, any question? Mr. John, any question?
Sorry, please.
Okay.
Are you there?
I'm hearing you, John. Kindly go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So this SOC analyst, what will if I'm an SOC analyst, what will I achieve or what will I be able to do as an SOC analyst?
Okay, it's called SOC analyst. Okay, when you work in the SOC or when you become a SOC analyst, you are anyway. Talk is cheap. Let us check it out. Everything is open on Google. Job, how do we put it? Jobs for a SOC analyst. SOC analyst. So you're going to see the type of jobs you could do as a SOC analyst. Now, SOC means Security Operations Center. Okay. So I must also add you start as a level 1. You're going to get level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. I think after level 3 you get to a managerial roles. But starting with, it's going to be level 1 starting. So at a SOC or at a security operations center, you generally start as tier 1. You see what I was just saying? Tier 1 analyst, then move up to tier 2 and tier 3 roles with experience. From there, you can move into the SOC management position. But the levels will also depend on the size of the organization. So the job roles of primarily the SOC on ISO, the SOC, are those who work in Security Operations Center. And what does Security Operations Center do? They do basically, they monitor, they detect, they respond, to cybersecurity threats. And inside this SOC, I think towards we had a clip we covered. There are close to 40 something, there are 47 job roles that are under SOC or that one can do while working in SOC. Probably after you request for that, I'll find where it is on the YouTube where I posted it. We've done the video before, so you could just look at the job roles. So when you are trained as a SOC analyst, you will learn how to monitor, detect, respond. Then most times also they go beyond this. They do some threat hunting, um, malware analysis, etc. So, as a SOC analyst, you are entitled or you're exposed to such. But within the confines of this bootcamp, our goal is to take you from um, level zero. If yes, zero is a number in computer. We take you from level zero to internship readiness, where you could actually apply for entry roles, where you could say, okay, I'm not a novice. I know some platforms. I know how to use some platforms, at least the basic ones. And at the same time, we are trying to help our learners to do the big things in smaller ways without spending or breaking their bank. Okay, let's assume that during, for example, during week 4, you'll be doing some scannings and analysis, etc. The tools you're going to be using are the same tools you're still going to be using when a company hire you. Probably when you now get into the environment, you're like, okay, I'm not so much alien to how these things are. I've done some of them practically in my house or whatever it is in the program. So that is exactly one of our biggest goals in this program, and we've been able to keep to that. Okay, so Mr. John, I hope that's okay.
Yes, yes, thank you. I understand now.
Yeah. So Mr. Bright, you came in late. Good evening. How you doing, Bright?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing all right, sir. How's
Okay.
everything?
We are fine. So just flow along. You've not missed much. Uh, Ahead, before you came in, we just took few slides explaining the program, who the program is for, how many weeks the program is 7 weeks, then the goals of the program, and also the proceeds, the certification, and the things you tend to get in the program. So within the next 1 hour, 30 minutes or thereabout, or 2 hours, I hope it doesn't get to 2 hours, so we could just go get our rest. We are going to do justice to week 1. Then after the class, then you guys that are our visitors, you cannot decide whether to continue the program or not, which is very very open. So week 1 is basically introduction to cybersecurity, introduction to SOC, jobs and field. Then there is going to be a classwork or a homework, which is going to usher us into week 2. That will be week 2 is basically for SOC, Security Operations Center. We're going to trash SOC very very well, and to the grassroots, how it came to be and where it is currently in the job market. So if I'm to ask a question, what do you think is cybersecurity in your layman's understanding? What do you think cybersecurity is? Mr. John, what do you think it is?
Okay, I feel cybersecurity is the act of protecting devices and the internet from, hackers.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So, Mr. Bright, do you have an alternative idea or another thing to add? Mr. Biodun, you can still type in why they are responding to theirs if you have yours. So, Bright, go ahead.
Cybersecurity,
Yeah.
cybersecurity is the process of protecting data, information, network, and necessary information from unauthorized access.
Yes, that's a very nice one. Yeah. So, sorry, before we go ahead, John, which category do you belong to here? We have three types of groups that we take in the program. Rookies, those who do not know anything, who are not from IT background. That's what I meant to say. Then beginners who somehow have a little idea of IT, and probably they've done some little studies on Google or any other platform. Then working professionals in any field, maybe accountants, lawyers, or bankers who just want to add cybersecurity to their curriculum, to their career. So, which of these three groups do you fall in, Mr. Bright?
Okay, I actually I'm studying cybersecurity currently,
Okay.
and I'm doing it.
Okay.
Um, yes.
Fantastic. That's great. So let's move ahead then. So, just like you guys rightly answered, cybersecurity refers to the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. And these attacks usually aimed at accessing, changing, or destroying sensitive information. At most level, extorting money from users or even interrupting normal business processes. Okay? In today's interconnected world, we all know that cybersecurity is very critical to ensure that the safety and security of our digital lives is secured. Cybersecurity has come to play a very interesting role in the industry. And technology, as we all know it, is on the rise. If technology is rising, security itself is rising with it. So, why does cybersecurity matter? Why does it matter? Mr. Bright, kindly read the first paragraph. Why does cybersecurity matter?
So, I actually can't see your screen because my network is very bad.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, Mr.
I can
John,
only.
kindly do us the honors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why cybersecurity matters? One of the reasons is protection of data.
Yeah.
So cybersecurity ensures that sensitive information remains confidential and is not accessed by unauthorized individuals.
Thank you very much. Very, very important. You see, most of the goals of cybersecurity is to ensure that we keep sensitive informations confidential and to ensure that unauthorized individuals do not have access to what they are not supposed to have. Okay. Secondly, why cybersecurity matters is business continuity. Companies rely on cybersecurity to keep their operations running smoothly, thereby preventing costly downtimes due to cyber attacks. If tomorrow now MTN or any global company, telecommunication company gets hacks, trust me, there are so many people that are going to be off business for as long as MTN is off because their business hinges on internet or using. Yes, we have so many other ones, but the cost of switching in. I have MTN, I have Glow, I have Spectranet. Okay, now if anything happens to any one of them, I could switch. So most times it's not still all that easy to switch in a big company. The switching costs for big companies are high. So cybersecurity ensures that operations run smoothly and also prevents costly downtime due to cyber attacks, which can cost them a lot of money. Then, thirdly, national security. You see what is happening today in the US and China. US is doing a shadow war in trying to protect their space in the name of what's it called um, national security. Yes, in the name of national security, because if you look at it, if everything that your internet space is consuming is not controlled by you as a country, then there's problem. Mr. Alex, welcome.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome. Kindly join and flow with us. Later, we'll do your introductions, okay?
No problem.
Yeah, Mr. Biodun said yes to secure and protect data. Very nice. So, just like Nigeria, most of our chat systems or most of our core systems are not in the country. They are not in the country. Meaning, if Twitter goes down today, Nigeria is going to have communication challenge. If WhatsApp goes down today, Nigeria is going to have communication challenge. True of us?
No,
Yes, now. Of course, because we don't have our own. Mr. Alex, you could just mute yourself so that you won't interfere with the. Um, Mr. Alex, just kindly mute. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. So, Nigeria as a country does not have most of these core infrastructures. What we do is we feed off from the Western world's own. If WhatsApp, Facebook, or Twitter goes out of business today, then we will have a whole space in between our communication. So all those things also are part of national security. So let's move into the core concepts in cybersecurity. Basically, there are three main core concepts, okay? Whereby in anything you're doing in the industry, it has to revolve around these three areas. The first one is confidentiality, the second one is integrity, and the third one is availability. And we call them the CIA triad. CIA triad. First one, confidentiality, third, integrity, and the fourth, availability. Okay, let's explore them. Confidentiality on its own ensures that sensitive data is only accessible to those with the appropriate permissions. For example, encrypting sensitive emails so that only the intended recipients can read them. If you have recently requested for what's it called, bank statement of statement of account, how does it come? If you have recently gotten or requested for, when they tell them to send it to your email, how does it come?
It's encrypted.
Yes, and they will ask you to unlock it with some parts of the numbers of your account number, right?
Yes.
Yes. So it is yes, it is part of keeping, at least it's the least they could do to keep the documents confidential. Okay. Now the second concept is integrity. Maintaining the accuracy and completion or completeness of data. For example, using checksums or hash functions to ensure that a file has not been tampered with. Let's go to our drawing board and check this out. We are going to paint a scenario where a file is being tampered with. Let's say this is Mr. John. Mr. John, I'm sorry for drawing you like this. And you want to send a message, probably an email to Mr. Abiodun. Now, this is supposed to go seamlessly, but this guy here, Mr. Malware, the bad guy, intercepts this email, takes it back home, changes the content. Probably if there is an account number here for you to make payments, he alters it and puts his account number, then forwards the edited document to Mr. Abiodun, who goes in turn and transfers the money. Now Mr. John is waiting for alert. He's not seeing any alert, and the story goes in the way that, okay, someone has tampered with the information in between. So integrity plays a vital role in ensuring the accuracy and completeness of data. For example, using checksums and hash functions to ensure that a file has not been tampered with. Then the last concept is availability, which ensures that data and systems are available when needed. You see, having something is not just the issue. You could have a brand new generator in your house, no problem. And let's back forward to let's say 1998 or 2012, probably a time when there is an important match and NEPA takes light. You rush to your gen house to start your brand new generator and it doesn't come on. It has failed in the concept of availability, because availability ensures that data and systems are available when needed, even at top what's it called, need times. For example, using redundant systems to ensure that a website remains online during a hardware failure. Okay, so going also down into the use cases of the CIA thread, which is let me see whether you guys are paying attention. What is the CIA thread? What are they? The three of them. The three of them. Mr. John, give me one.
Okay, confidentiality.
Yes, good. Thank you very much. Mr. Bright.
Integrity.
Integrity. And Mr. Building, you could type the last one. Yeah. That is availability. Okay. You guys are following. So we'll move ahead. So let's look at a use case. And here we have a very simple use case. Consider a hospital's patient database, okay? Where we say that confidentiality ensures that only the doctors that are authorized and the authorized personnel can access patient record. It will be wrong for a gate man or the security man to have access to patient's record. True or false?
It's true.
Yes. So what kind of document is the security or gate man supposed to have access to?
Security documents.
Yes, probably what's it called? They, how did they put it again? Attendance sheets. Yes.
Concerning attendance.
Yes. So those are the kind of documents. Yes. Those are the kind of documents he's expected, or for his class of work, for his class and his job description. Those are the kind of documents he or records he's expected to have. So confidentiality ensures that only the right personnel in this hospital can access patient record. Now, integrity ensures that the data that has been entered by Dr. 1 isn't altered by another doctor, either accidentally or maliciously. Integrity ensures that that document stays intact. Do we have someone coming in? Okay, the class ends in 15 minutes. Please, nice for me to also mention this. Once it is 5 minutes time for the call to end, please notify me. I will get a second link and still share to all of us. Okay, for those of us in class, once the class ends, send me a hi on WhatsApp so I could easily paste you the second link. Okay, so once it is 5 minutes, you let me know so that we could get a second link and continue. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so the last part is availability, which ensures that the database is accessible even during peak times or emergency. Okay, I had an experience where we went to the community health care. I was sick. So they took almost 1 hour to look for my file. 1 hour. So the question comes down to, what if it was an emergency? What do you think will be happening? They are looking for my file where they packed almost 1,000 files. They are searching. It should be in this stack. It should be in this stack. That scenario fails in the concept of availability. Availability should ensure that the database or the information is accessible even during peak times or emergencies. Okay, so before we go into threats and vulnerabilities, I will entertain any question or contribution before we go into threats. And if you have any question on what we've already talked, you could just share. If not, we will fire on.
let's proceed, sir.
Okay, okay. Bright, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. I wanted actually asking a
Okay,
question, but
okay,
it's not based on what you just talked about.
okay,
So
okay,
it's kind of related to what you're saying earlier
okay,
about stock,
okay. Please go ahead.
but it different.
Please go ahead.
So now the question, as a junior penetration tester, that require what are the requirements that you need to be able to secure a job as a junior penetration tester?
Okay. I'm going to be straightforward with the answer with you. Number one,
And sorry,
yes, go ahead,
my
finish up.
second question, and my second question is, what is the difference between a SOC analyst and a red teamer?
Okay, very interesting.
So
So,
a blue team, a
yes,
SOC analyst and a blue team.
okay. Um, the first question was on the what does it take for a junior. You can mute. Can you kindly mute yourself? Yes. What does it take for a junior penetration tester to get a job? First of all, the junior penetration tester should already know what is penetrating or testing, which is the basics. Okay, you have to go through the basics through a boot camp like this or a higher training. Know the basics. Then you have to get skilled with hands-on projects, hands-on training. You learn how to do things and solve problems. Then also at the end, if you were here at the beginning, we made mention of platforms that train you where you could get active daily on your preferred aspects. By the end of this 7 weeks program, uh, a basic beginner could actually say, okay, I think I want to be in the blue team, or I think I want to be in the red team. Now, inside each of these teams, whether blue or red, if you're in the blue team, you could say, I think I want to be a SOC analyst. If you're in the red team, you could say, I think I want to be a threat hunter or a penetration tester or a this. But look at where it gets sweet. By the end of the program, you will already have done some practicals on both the blue team and some red team and some of the red team program. So at the end of the program, these 7 weeks, you are skilled with both rudimentary level skills of both the blue team and the red team. So, for example, we have a capstone project at week 7, which is penetration testing using Bob suite. You see, that one is purely a red team project. Then I think in the second capstone project also involves monitoring and detecting, which also is a blue team project. So at the end, we are trying to get the learners to do big things in smaller ways, so that when they meet the proper environments or when they get jobs, they are not alien. They are not what they see is not all that alien from what they already have in their hands to do. And we do all these things with what you can afford. What I mean by what you can afford is your laptop, your system, your phone, your router, around you. You set up your home lab, and from there you fire on. So I hope I cleared you on that question.
Yes, sir, you did.
Yeah, so before the program ends, you will still get more skill criterias of each of those independent career sets, whether the penetration tester, whether the SOC analyst, whether the bug bounty hunter, these, that you definitely get all of them in full. So, but one of the things I advise people is try to be focused on one. If you want to be a threat hunter, you focus on it. At the end of this bootcamp, beginners bootcamp, make sure your eyes are straight. You do it. Even while you're doing it, yes, little stuffs can come around. Maybe you could put your hand in a SOC program. You could put your hand just to learn this, but make sure your core focus is straight and aligned, because that will help you to gain more ground deeper and also land job faster than being all of the places without having one that you're specialized in. So, okay, we have 8 minutes to go into a new class, new link. So under threats and vulnerabilities, we say that a vulnerability is a weakness or flaw in an operating system, network, or application. In a simplified concept, a vulnerability is just a weak point in your computer or your network. That is what a vulnerability is. And it is there for hackers to exploit it or penetration testers to exploit it and fix it. Okay? And a simple use case is when you use weak passwords, it's like leaving your front door unlocked, or after building a very big fine house, you use plywood as your door. What do you think will happen when someone comes to steal from you? I need answers, please.
It will be easier to get it.
Yes,
They'll
now.
just knock down the door.
Yes, with just one leg. They won't even match it two times. Just one match. Brah. Your plywood door is on the ground.
It
So when you use weak passwords, that's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it is. So a threat actor is someone who tries to exploit vulnerabilities to gain unauthorized access. Now, see, this guy that is here, this our bad guy, he's a threat actor. Now, there is another guy that the company employed. Let's say his name is Bright. Company employed Bright to hack into this network, find out the loopholes that are in the network, and to fix it. That is Bright's job. And Bright is a penetration tester or a pen tester. And he's a hacker. Why this guy down here is a threat actor. That is his official name. But of course, the society has so misused the two names that when you say you're a hacker, they will think you are here, that your work is this person here. I hope you guys can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, in order to still stay safe and maybe save the English.
Minutes. 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. In order to still stay safe and save yourself some explanation, you just tell them you're a penetration tester or a penetration or a threat hunter or a bug bounty hunter. But officially, the name of the bad person is threat actor, while the good guy is an hacker. Then what type of hacker is he? Okay. So let us go in for the 5 minutes break. I'm going to set the new link and share to us. So please send me hi on the WhatsApp so it could be easy for me to paste the link for you. Thank you. So nothing will be missed. So like I said, we were explaining that the threat actor is someone who tries to exploit vulnerabilities to gain unauthorized access, while the hacker or the penetration tester gets his access is not unauthorized because the company paid him and employed him to do that work. So he finds those vulnerabilities and he fixes them. So note, security vulnerabilities can arise for many reasons, including misconfiguration, design flaws, or outdated software versions. Basic security measures, okay? Using strong passwords, creating complex passwords and changing them regularly to prevent unauthorized access. Regular software updates, keeping softwares up to date within the latest patches to close vulnerabilities. Most of us, when our phone says an update is available, we say, I'm not going to do this update. They want to chop my data. Yes, your data will be chopped. But at the same time, if you don't do or update your software, your phone or your whatever device you have, you are leaving yourself vulnerable to um, attacks. Okay. Now, also, we're talking about basic security measures. We said using security passwords, using a strong password, regular software updates, and safe browsing. Avoid suspicious websites and downloads to reduce the risk of malware infection. In fact, during this boot camp, you get platforms where, in case someone sends you a link and you don't think that link is, you are suspecting that link, we'll get you a platform where you could always checkmate links to know whether they are from the original person, whether it has malicious stuffs in it. Not just links, both documents also. So in the program, you will get access to all those information. So your first class work is to list out 10 vulnerabilities and 10 threats in cybersecurity. So when you go to Google to look for the answer, ensure you read it. Don't just copy it. Ensure you read it and understand it. 10 vulnerabilities and 10 threats. You do it, compile it in a Google document and share with me. Okay. Now, let's do a little diving into Introduction to Security Operations Center. This is just a tip of the iceberg. Like I told you guys, this first week is introduction, and we have a full SOC week. Next week is going to be fully on SOC. Then there's still going to be a material for studying ahead of next week within the week. So you use it within the week. There are 7 live classes for the 7 weeks. So after each live classes, the weekdays are used for classworks, labs, or read-ups, etc. ahead of the next class. So introduction to security operations and incident response. So men looking at the image or the picture here, you would already see that these guys, they are monitoring something. So whenever you hear about security operations center, it boils down to the core jobs of a SOC analyst. So, introduction to security operations and incident response. What is SOC? Who is there? Mr. Abiodun cannot. Mr. Abiodun, can you talk now? Or your network is still bad? That means you still have to type. Okay? It's all right. No problem. Maybe before the class, before the next class, two of us could look into why you are not able to talk, so we could find a way around it. So, what is SOC? A Security Operations Center is a centralized unit that deals with security issues and organizational and technical level on an organizational and technical level. A Security Operations Center is a centralized unit that deals with security issues on an organizational and technical level. The primary function of the SOC is first to monitor, to detect, to analyze, and to respond to cybersecurity incidents using a combination of technology solutions and a strong set of processes. There are steps on how it is being done. Okay? You monitor, you detect, you analyze, and you respond. I myself is working in a SOC environment. When I get to work, what I do is I'll open up my interface. We use Wazoo. The Wazoo tool, I use it to look and monitor on threads of stuff that are happening on the network. Whenever I sight or see something very, very suspicious, I flag it up. Of course, the system will already flag it up for me because the system is, um, how do I put it, regimented in such a way that when it gets an alert of something bad, it triggers it, it blows it up so that the analyst or security personnel will be able to see it and treat it fast. So, like I said, the primary function of the SOC is to monitor, detect, analyze, and respond to cyber incidents using a combination of technology solutions and a strong set of passwords. Still going into SOC, we say that there are some basic roles within a SOC. The first is SOC analyst. These guys they monitor the network for suspicious activity and respond to alerts. When they monitor, for example, with our guy that is here, the SOC analyst possibly let's in this particular network that these guys are using, an agent will be installed, and that agent will be sending message to the SOC monitoring screen, and the SOC manager or SOC level 1 analyst will be here. So when this thing happens, the SOC analyst will know the time, how it happened, when, and the people involved. Once he gets this notification, he raises a ticket or writes a report and sends it to the IR team, the incident response team, which will go through it, verify that it is true, then, of course, take proactive measures on taking care of whatever it is that is wrong. So that is the basic job of the SOC analyst. They monitor the network for suspicious activities and they respond to alerts. Then we have the incident responders, the IR team. These guys are the professionals that manage the response to security incidents, such as data breaches or malware infections. Okay, we also have threat hunters in the SOC environment. Even penetration testers also can also work in SOC environment. These guys they proactively search for vulnerabilities and potential threats that may not be detected by automated systems. Them as human beings and as professionals, they can fish such vulnerabilities out. So we have the SOC tools and technologies. Always remember, in every field, there is always the people, the tools, and the technologies. There are the people that work in any career or in any technology. There are tools that they use, and also there are technologies that back up those tools. And one of these for a SOC analyst or in cybersecurity is a SIM. SIM stands for Security Information and Event Management, which is a technology that provides real-time analysis of security alerts generated by network hardware and applications. For example, Wazoo, Splunk, and Ntop NG. Remember this our SOC analyst that is here. Okay, what he has is this his monitoring screen is like a SIM, security information and event management tool. So it records and keep track of whatever it is happening outside or in the network that it is or he's you know monitoring over. So we said that the SIM tool, SIM stands for security information and event management. And we said that a technology that this is a technology that provides real-time analysis of security alerts generated by network hardware and applications. Example, we have the Wazoo, Splunk, and Ntop NG. We also have the IDS and IPS. IDS stands for Intrusion Detection System, while the IPS stands for Intrusion Prevention System. And we say that these systems monitor network traffic for malicious activities and take actions to prevent them. So these are some of the things you need to know about the the SOC environment and the tools, which by next week, which is week 2, when we are going to treat SOC in full, all these things will be, dealt with one after the other. So the incident response is an organized strategic approach to detecting and managing cyber attacks in ways that minimize damage, recovery time, and total cost. And so some of the steps include detection, containment, eradication, recovery, and lessons learned. So every company has their own strategically lined up steps, but the standards remains steadfast. But each company can, further bend their own to suit their needs. But the major components has to revolve around detection, containment, eradication, recovery, and the lessons learned. So on the detection, we say that identifying the presence of a security incident when you're monitoring and you are detecting, that's what you're doing. You are identifying the presence of malwares or stuffs that are not meant to be there. Then under containment, we say that isolating affected systems to prevent further damage. Under eradication, this is the removing totally, removing the cause of the incident. If it is an IP address or if it is someone that is trying to steal, you remove or block him entirely, remove him from the system so that he will not have access again. Just like this our guy here. Once it is verified that the guy is stealing, his IP address, which he uses to connect into that network, will be blocked. And once it is blocked, all his connections to the system will be revoked unless he uses what is called ATP, Advanced Persistent Threats, whether he's working under APT, meaning that when you block his first IP address, the second one is still functioning. Now, most of these things we're going to look at them during the program. So the next section is a bit about the legal, ethical, and regulatory consideration, which is very, very much important also. In simple terms, we'll say that these are the rules that govern how data should be protected. Example, the GDPR in Europe sets standard for how companies handle personal data. So here we hear again classwork number 2. Which bodies in Nigeria set the standards for how companies handle personal data? Which bodies in Nigeria sets the standards for how companies handle personal data? Okay, so this is just an introduction to help you get prepared for the 7 weeks program ahead of us. So for those that already registered the program, they will get the material for week 2, which is the Security Operations Center material, and it will be shared in the group where they are already. And those of us who are yet to join, at the end of this class now, you will have to make up your mind whether to continue with the training or not. So my name is Mr. Brian. I still remain your lead instructor for this program. And officially, we have come to the wrap up of week 1. And it's been very, very nice with you guys. So if you have any question or contribution, kindly ask so that we could be on our way. Also note that the class is being recorded and the link will be made available to the learners, the people that are in the group, it will be made available to them. But for some of us who are not yet in the group, you could just request of it from the WhatsApp, and I'll be kind enough to share it to you while you also consider your joining the program or not. So the floor is open for questions.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate for the opportunity that you've given to me. So participate in the way they're learning. I really, really do appreciate. And I've really, really understood everything that you've said. And I think there are more knowledge that I will still need to gather from you.
Yeah,
So thank you for the opportunity to be here.
yeah. So thank you very much, Bright. It's a pleasure having you in the class, and I would love to see you in the long run. No matter what it takes, stand when people get goals and get visions, they tend to stand with it and make it happen. In fact, most of the people in our batches, I think today we are already cracking jokes of how they were going to start investing back into the society, into the community. Because when you go through a road, the Igbo people say when a road is good, then it's advised to go twice. Even if you are not the one going, you advise someone to go it. So by the end of the program, the evidence stands short of the road and the success ahead. So thank you very much, Bryce. Thank you very much, everyone, those that are listening to us online. And I intend to see you guys on week 2. And at the same time, have a nice night and have a nice weekend. Thank you and good night.